Well, it is what it is. 7:44. Hey, we know he's been on hold. He had to sit through that whole thing with Dave. We have the University of Guam president, Dr. Tom Krise. First of all, thank you for your patience, Doc.
Happy day. Yes, no problem. Great conversation you're having.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. So we wanted to bring you on here to talk about the a new CARES program that you guys are kicking off at the university, and so we'll go ahead and give you the floor. If you could tell us a little bit more about that, Doc.
Yeah, so we've launched a thing called UOG Cares, and we're really trying to make the university as supportive of our students as possible, because we really think it's important for students to continue their education, and for those who are thinking finishing high school and wanting to move on, or people out in the workforce who want to come back to school or come to school for the first time. We want to make it possible. We want to make sure that they know that we're doing everything we can to be as supportive as we can. So there's sort of several parts to it. One is the financial relief to make it more affordable, because we're all aware that this pandemic has really done a number on incomes, on jobs, on the ability to pay for everything. So financial relief, academic support of all kinds, and our students sort of and faculty lurched into an online experience, as we all did in beginning in March, and so we want to make sure everybody knows that the experience is going to be a lot different if we continue with some of the online activities, including this summer. All the courses this summer online, and so we're getting better at that. And then campus health and wellness, too, are elements of this CARES focus, because we all know this is psychologically challenging time, and the EASA Psychological Services Center has been doing amazing work all through this pandemic, not just for students and employees of the university, but also for the whole community of Guam. So amazing work by Dr. Ian Twaddle and his team of counselors. So we're those are some of the elements of it.
How do people avail of these initiatives?
So we have on the website, if you go to uog.edu, there's a tab for the UOG Cares, and so you can see the financial relief of a 5% rebate on tuition for new and returning students for the Sanan semester starting in August. That's the August to December semester. We have reduced fees already for the current FNAPO summer courses here. And so those courses actually are really pleased with the enrollments. They're really holding up to last year, and so people are really paying attention to the opportunity to continue or get their education while in this sort of semi-quarantine state. And then we're working on trying to figure out some possible further reductions or rebates for the next semester, because we're not quite sure exactly how we will be, and so we're not quite sure which services will be necessary and which ones won't be. And then the whole financial relief comes under an initiative that our provost and senior vice president, Dr. Anita Enriquez, initiated, the College Affordability Initiative. And so this is focusing on financial aid and on jobs and internships. We're really keen on getting as many of our students as possible to have off-campus or on-campus jobs and internships to get job skills, to build their resumes, and to practice the kinds of things they're learning in the classroom. And we've also got flexible payment options for the bursar's office, and we're also some really innovative stuff with textbook and meal credits. And so the textbook issue is trying to figure out a pretty substantial reduction on textbooks, and you all know how expensive textbooks are. But they're electronic textbooks that'll come at a pretty significant discount. So we're getting all those processes in place.
How has COVID-19 affected the numbers for enrollment?
Yeah, so the summer, it's actually our summer enrollments are 3 sessions, A, B, and C. A is really, it's a little bit more than last year, and then B and C are filling up in a way that looks a lot like a normal summer to us, so that's really encouraging. And our enrollments actually for the Sanan semester starting in August are doing pretty well compared to last year. And kudos to our enrollment management and student success staff, and figured out a whole online and virtual way to reach out to students, and so there's been much more online counseling and advising students in all the high schools, and also trying to come up with new ways that, to support students in a virtual environment or in one of these kinds of environments where we're planning maybe to shift. Some will be on campus and in person, and some will be more online, and there'll be some kind of hybrid of the two, or if we have to go into another kind of shutdown scenario, then we'll be prepared to do that in a way much more effective than the sort of emergency version that we had in this past semester.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so we're actually encouraged by the enrollment. So.
Right, and even just looking at these financial relief programs, I mean, for someone like me, it's almost like, feel like maybe I should go back to school and do some online learning. Expand my knowledge.
And that's a good thing to do in a time when it's tough to find a job or keep a job or try to keep your hours up, in this kind of environment. Going back to school, getting more skilled, adding to your resume is a really smart thing to do. So we're trying to figure out how to do that, how to be as supportive of that kind of move as we can be.
All right, Dr. Krise, is there anything else that I know you guys had a very successful I want to say telethon, but pledge drive. Was there? And I know that when we last talked, you were mentioning about the possibility, maybe about doing it again to help raise some money. Is that still on the table?
Yeah. So we're actually the next big virtual thing we're working on is the virtual commencement that'll be at 7 p.m. on Thursday, June 18th. And so that'll be on Facebook Live. And so that's a great, really interesting event. We've got a daughter of Guam, the Honorable Yuri Kim, the U.S. Ambassador to Albania, will be our commencement speaker. Wow. We've got over 300 graduates. We have just about 300 pictures and videos from the graduates, and still collecting more for the graduates. So that'll be make that as close to traditional as we can. And then a note that anybody who has a virtual commencement is invited to come to a traditional in-person one at any time in the future. So we'll make sure to include people in the future in in-person ones. So that's the next virtual thing. We have spent all of the now more than actually we've spent about $76,000 on personal protective equipment and on meals. So our global learning and engagement team under Carlos Taitno organized meals for thousands and thousands of meals for all these health centers around the island, where a lot of our nursing faculty and students and other people associated with our School of Health have been serving in call centers and the health centers. And so they've spent all that money. And so I think we all need to prepare for another wave. We really need to keep up the PPE. We've had tremendous support from individual donors, from Rotary clubs, from lots of people to try to get more equipment and materials. So we need to keep that up. And so we'll keep that in mind for the possibility to have another fundraiser to buy more of that material.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Krise. I know we're going to be sharing the link for the virtual graduation to help highlight what you guys are doing over there. So thank you again, and take care.
Great. Thanks to you both.
Wash your hands, Doc.
Yeah, you too, Mossy. Yeah,
okay.
You too.
All right. Dr. Tom Krise, a heck of a cha-cha dancer. I was at a function, and it was, just so you guys know, I'm pretty sure when these off-island hires come to Guam, they're like, hey, anything I should know before I get there? Yeah, you should know how to cha-cha. 7:51. Hey, we're having Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio on the show. We have that weekly commitment, and he did commit yesterday to call in around 8:15. So if you're looking to hear from the Lieutenant Governor of Guam, keep where you got it. It's containing COVID. Let's go over to the phones and